red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in.
I don't know what to say to you guys other than I am so thankful for this children's hospital and all the employees in here, and from Foss Clinic 6, Camp Dost, everybody. When I was 14 years old and being driven 2 hours to come see a doctor I never heard of, never seen before, and it's at night, and my parents wouldn't tell me anything. I was scared out of my mind. But we got here, and Dr. Shaw met me on Foss 6 about 5:30 at night, after hours, and he's like, okay, we're going for a walk. So we go over to the main building, and that night I find out that I have ALL. That night I also find out that they're going to be taking a lot of blood.
Poor Rudolph joining any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, ho, 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 Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Some good dancing over there. Nice job.
Like I said, if it wasn't for my nursing staff and my doctors here, my family and myself would have been lost. Everything was explained to us so simply that a 14-year-old girl who didn't know anything about cancer could understand. But I have this little thing I've been running through my head. I want to try to do this, and I don't know if I can. 20 years ago, last Sunday, I was diagnosed with cancer. 20 years ago, this Sunday, I was wheeled through these halls by 2 very special nurses and my mother. The excitement and the confusion kind of blended and evened things out. Cutting the ribbon was awesome. It was a great experience for me. And every time I come back here, I try to visit everybody that I can remember. A lot of them aren't here now. They've moved on and gotten older and had babies of their own, and I just can't believe it's been 20 years. And again, I just want to thank everybody from Woody, who comes in and sings to the children, brightens their days, to Barry, who was one of my only male nurses, to Carol, to Becky, to Dr. Ryan for letting me have this opportunity. Thank you all.
So 20 years ago, Sunday, we moved into Weis Children's Hospital, the first rural children's hospital in the country at the time. Teresa Lash, who's going to follow me here, was our first patient, and Dr. Martin, who was the chairman and at the time moved her in, specifically drove the wheelchair himself. Those of you who remember Dr. Martin remember how obsessive compulsive he was, and how, we had planned this move for well over a couple of months, and how it was well orchestrated. It went without a hitch, and we had everybody moved into the children's hospital in about half the time that we anticipated. We don't. Often now when I walk from pediatrics over here, I come through BP6 and I say, this used to be pediatrics. And it was all of the pediatric inpatient at one time. So it has grown, and it has exceeded my expectations, that's for sure. But do you remember what it was really like in 1994? I mean, think back 20 years ago. Now, I know some of you probably didn't exist in 1994, but some of you did, and some of you do remember what it was like, and what went on during that time period. The most popular movies, 1994, The Lion King and Forrest Gump. there were 60 channels on your cable TV. I still think we only need about 60. And I think there's like 260 now or much more. Cell phones. Do you remember cell phones? No, we didn't have cell phones in 1994. Actually, we